So last thing I'm going to say is it's a conveyor belt. There's not one secret in this business, not one secret. It's just information you haven't learned yet, right? So think about it as this way. And I was talking to Rick about it. If this table is a conveyor belt, here's the beginning of the conveyor belt. I'm going to ask you guys in a second what needs to come into this conveyor belt for me to sell my widget. And ultimately, down here, I'm shipping that widget and I'm getting a check in the form of an assignment fee or cash flow or whatever, right? What is this product that I'm selling? And this is the conveyor belt. And the business you guys are learning are these positions standing on the conveyor belt. This person does this person does this, and as they finish their job, they pass it to that next person. It's science. It is not, how is Pace doing it versus that guy? How is that guy doing it versus this? Guys, there's a perfect business model. There is a perfect business model. Henry Ford perfected it a long time ago. It's called the conveyor belt. Okay? It doesn't matter if your product is a co-wholesale deal, which is Astro. What is this thing that comes in? It's a lead, right? Very, very basic. So the lead is, okay, if I'm co-wholesaling and I'm doing Astro flipping, that's a supplier, another wholesaler. I need you to send me an address. Boom, now it's on my conveyor belt. What do I do with that? Okay, I'm gonna comp it, right? I'm gonna see if it's a good deal. Okay, it is a good deal, great. Send out the assignment, right? Boom, 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 all the way out. And then this is close of escrow. Close of escrow happens, I get a check, that's it. It's very basic, okay? Same thing with subject to, same thing with wholesale. My lead comes in from a dead wholesaler lead, a driving for dollars lead, direct mail, whatever the lead flow is, I need those leads to come on here. And so what you're doing together, which is genius, is you're saying the beginning of my conveyor belt is my lead flow. So I'm gonna help everybody out build their business by having everybody bring their leads to the conveyor belt. And together we're gonna build all of our conveyor belts together, right? So think about that. It is a very basic, like 100% I can depend on my business based on the numbers. 3-4 years ago, I thought I needed to be this guy. All the time, bouncing between positions. And the reason Jamil and I can travel around and still make millions of dollars is because we disconnected and we encouraged other people to take those roles, right? So that's a little bit higher level. Now, you need to be looking at the business that way. When you're bootstrapping, I call it hugging toilets. Does anybody know my hugging toilets story? Okay, I'll tell you this one really quick. Hugging toilets is the exact equivalent of being the guy in every part of every part of your conveyor belt. When I was a contractor, right, I would realize that the painters didn't like masking anything off. So what I would do is I would physically get on my knees and I would put my chest on the toilet and I would get behind the toilet and mask off every toilet the proper way because the guys didn't want to do it. I was the owner of the business. And so as the owner of the business at the beginning of your business, you have to hug the toilets.
Do everything.
You have to do everything, right? And so Rick, you're struggling to get traction a year ago, 2 years ago, but you know this business is the shit.
Right.
You know it is.
Oh, I know.
The problem is you're doing what I've done. You're jumping back and forth, and when this isn't working, I got to run over here.
Right.
Meanwhile, all that's falling apart. And you're stressed out. Oh my gosh. The secret to all of this is squatting up. That is truly the secret. It's let's build our businesses together. Right now, let's build one conveyor belt.
Right.
We all succeed. Okay? The reason why people are not consistently bringing in leads, right, is because maybe they get a deal and they get stuck on this one problem and their whole conveyor belt dies. So instead of us thinking about how do I do this business on my own, if you guys are struggling and you're saying, I'm not making, guys, I'm telling you, there is no excuse, there is no reason why, once you understand this conveyor belt, you can't make easily, $1 million does not sound cool to me anymore. However, with the knowledge and the access to information a lot of people have, $1 million is like reaching so incredibly high. But understanding this one basic thought process of squatting up and instead of creating 1,000 conveyor belts simultaneously, create 100 in pockets of 10 people.
There you go. That's beautiful.
Okay? Or 5 people, whatever it is. You guys kind of figure out who you vibe with and who has good strategies. You're a real estate agent, which brings its goods and its bads. It really does. Sometimes real estate agents can get in their own way mentally of like, I can't do certain things because I'm an agent, right? But there's tremendous benefits to being an agent. I would go to you and go, number one, you go find all the agents. I'll help you negotiate the deals on anything they can't list, too tight, on the market way too long. You have MLS access, like you have a superpower that 10 people should be able to work together, do deals together. So, you build momentum not by learning how to build your own conveyor belt. You build momentum by building the conveyor belt with other people. And then what you do, and you guys will see people in my business, I tell everybody in my company, you're out in 2 years. You're out. Because you want more, and there's going to be a limit to what I want to pay you.
Gotcha. That's a good point.
Okay? You want more. In 2 years, you're inevitably going to want more. So Jamil's actually taught me that. You've got to give them the path to entrepreneurship. So when you guys sit here with groups of 5 or 6, do you think that the guy driving for dollars for you right now, Rick, is going to be driving for dollars for you in 6 years?
No.
No.
Not chance.
You're blatantly saying, I'm going to leverage your time and energy, your gas in your car, and you're going to leverage my knowledge and ability to negotiate a deal. And we're going to benefit from each other with the plan that at some point, as we set up this conveyor belt, we now have the model, and now we can just punch the cookie cutter. Boom,
Right.
boom, boom.
Right.
So guys, that's the model. That's why we do these meetups. That's why we talk about squatting up.